Hey guys, I'm just going to go over the kind of second step of the process that we're going to be doing in week 7. A lot of the information will be in week 6, so just go through week 6. It's basically the second step to the week 6, chapter 6, concepts and design. The assignment of creating a concept and a design for bear paw ski wool. So one of the, by this point you should have your thumbnails done. So this is one of the thumbnails that I did. Let's just say I did 3 different thumbnail sketch ideas, and I think that this is my best idea. So this is the one that I'm going to be creating in canva.com today. So you basically just need to go through your 3 thumbnail sketch ideas, and after they're graded and everything, decide which ones are the best idea, the best concept, that kind of thing. So, and then actually design those using Canva. Let's take a look at the project worksheet just so we are on task. So next, start designing your ad. Your ad will use only one main spot color. All imagery and photos will be black and white. You can use Photopea to make your image black and white. I provided you with a bear paw logo, which is in week 6. And also some photos you can download and use in your design, or you can actually go to the Bear Paw Ski Wool's Facebook page if you wish and download whatever photos you want to within the Facebook page of Bear Paw Ski Wool. Definitely choose just one main color to work with, and then you can have an accent color if you wish, and you can choose whichever color you want for the accent color, but maybe the main color, consider borrowing that from the Bear Paw logo, since that's on brand with the company. You can use gradient color, or you can just use solid color. It's up to you what type of color treatment you're going to go with. And then turn in your final ad design as a JPEG file, download it out of Canva by March 7th before 11:30 p.m. Name your JPEG correctly. It should include your first name, the company name, type of ad, which is a magazine ad, which is mentioned at the top of this project worksheet, and the JPEG file extension at the end. So no spaces in the file name. Here's an example of what I'm looking for. Just make sure that .jpeg is on the end and that you change your name, change this name to be your name. So here's canva.com. Just sign in with your Facebook page, or you can sign in with Google, whatever you decide to do. So I think looking at my design, it's probably going to do best to have kind of, since I'm putting in 3 different images here, it's probably going to work a little bit better to have a little bit more width to my design than height. And I didn't give you a specific size to work with. I'm leaving that up to you. So I'm going to create my design here. You can also use any of these templates that you think might work for you. I'm going to maybe do the flyer size, but make it 8.5 inches wide and 5.5 tall. So I'm actually going to do a custom size on mine, but you can always use whichever size you want. 8.5, 11 by will work, or 11 by 8.5 will work, whichever one you want to go with. But I'm just going to go a little bit smaller with mine. Just try to get the proportions correct for the type of ad that you want to design. This is a pretty good, because I can imagine having this split into 3 like I have in my ad here. So I have my canvas set up in Canva, and now I just need to gather my images. So I can go into Brightspace and actually, download in week 6. I might have already gone over this in the other video, but in week 6, here's the bear paw logo. So I can just click on here, push download. I already did it. This one here and this here. And so if I go into my downloads folder and open that up, you can see I have bear paw images. I have both logos. The bear paw logo white is going to work well on a black background. Well, relatively well. This will work well on a white background. Their logos are not very good. I really need to redo their logo, but and then you can come in here and you can look through, and see, oh, are any of these going to work for me? And you can also go, like I said, to their Facebook page and figure out which images you want. I think I'm going to use this image. So I'm going to definitely use that. So within your documents, let's set up a new folder. So File, New Folder, and I'm going to put all of my images in here, but I'm going to name it Magazine Ad. And then I'll make a new folder and I'll name it Images. And this is where I'll put my images that I'm going to use in my ad, and I'm going to just gather them, pause the video and gather them just to try to save some time. So I'm in my Bearpaw Bowl Magazine Ad folder, I'm in my Images folder, and I have all of the images that I think I want to use here. So yeah, I think we can start our design process now. So let's go to, I think I'm in the wrong thing here, but let's go to Photopea.com, push return, and we'll start opening up those images and making them black and white. So we'll do File, Open, and then we'll navigate to our folder and choose our first image. I'm going to put this on a different view, column view. I'm going to change this one to black and white first. So choose this, and then image. Adjustments, black and white. Push OK, and then do a Command L. Oops, no, that doesn't work. Let's see. And we do levels, image adjustment levels, sorry. And then you can get this thing up here, and we can actually kind of change some of the contrast in it, maybe make the white in the image really pop and make the blacks pop and make the midtones good, like maybe more in the middle and black really black and white really white. So then push OK, and then we'll just do File, Save As, and it'll automatically save that to our Downloads folder. So, and then let's open up our other images that we're going to use and make those black and white as well. So I'm definitely using this one, and I'm going to pause the video, but basically image adjustments, black and white, push OK, image adjustments, levels, so we can actually change some of the contrast in the image to make it look good, push OK, and then do a file. Export as JPEG would actually be good. Save. So you can, this is a PSD file, which is probably not going to work, so we need to do a file, export as JPEG, and then save. So we want to save out of Photopea as a JPEG. And I'm going to do that to all my images. Okay, so I have my black and white versions of my photos that once you download them or export them out of Photopea, they go into your downloads folder. So I'm actually going to select all those out of my downloads folder, and I'm just going to move them into this folder so that I have both the color and black and white saved in my folder. It's good to stay organized. And then we can actually, from here, go to Canva and begin designing our ad. So if we want to go to uploads, we can upload media here from device, and we can actually bring in those black and white images. I'm going to pause it. Once you've brought in your images, you probably want to bring in the logos as well. Once you've brought those in, you can begin bringing them onto your canvas as well. So to bring things into the canvas, you just click on them, and then you can actually crop these things here. So I'm going to just grab it by the corner, and I'm going to move it in like so. I probably want the words to maybe show. And oops. You can actually move your image around in your cropped area. Maybe just push return once it's done. And then bring it over here and just make it bigger. This image might not work super well for what I'm trying to do with it, but I might have to something like that. It's not showing the image as good as I'd like to, but I would have to change my canvas size. So I'm just going to bring in my other images by clicking on them. I can start cropping them however I need to. I can already tell that like these images aren't going to work very well for this. So I'm going to have to make my canvas wider, I'm guessing. Okay, so I think the resize is only available to Canva Pro. So we're just going to do a workaround, it's fine. I'll just kind of make these smaller. I gotta move my window. This is really tough to. Okay, so trying to get those three. I have to. Something like that, and then I'll bring in this image, which is actually going to work pretty well for this. Pretty much perfect, actually. So there's kind of my three images that I wanted to use. And then we'll have like a chunk down here that we can just fill with black, and we can put the logo in there or something. So let's actually bring the logo in. We can use that full color. Remember, we're just using spot color. And then maybe I want to bring in some elements. This is a main place you could go to bring in shapes, frames, if lines, which are decorative details. Actually, I might bring in a line. So this line here, you can change the color of your line. I'm probably going to make it maybe a lighter green so it pops out. You can also, I think, probably change the color to a gradient if you wanted to. And then positioning it, we can move it backward here. So I can put it under the logo. So maybe something like that would be good. I don't want to cover up too much of my design. And I might actually end up using the other logo with the white text, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to bring this shape in too. I'm going to put a square of color underneath. And I'm just going to work with green, because that's out of the logo and that's kind of on brand. Let's change the color of the square here. You can choose custom colors here. So if I want a custom color of green, you can use the slider, and you can go more into like the dull side or the darker side or even the lighter side of green up here. I think I'm going to go with kind of an appley green, maybe. Really bright. Okay, I like bright colors. And then we can position that, move it behind everything, and I might actually make it a little bit taller so it meets up better, and actually send it backward one more time. Okay, so not bad. I might actually bring in this shape as well and change the color to be the same. Position, move backward, and just try to kind of, I don't know, make the logo pop out a little bit better, and it might symbolize a mountain too. I'm going to kind of play around with this design a little bit, pause the video, and resume here in a minute. Okay, so I've got my three images. I changed my images around. I added a different type of line. So let's go and look at our text that we need to bring in. So local skiing, local faces, local flavor. So I'm going to add that in. So we're going to use the text tool. And I'm just going to add in a heading here. And if I want to change my type of font, I can go up here. I can change my size here, text color. So if you hover over these things, you can change the alignment, the effects on the text, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to add in my text quickly. Okay, so here's the finished product. Here's my thumbnail. It does have the headline, the subhead, and then the call to action, which is call us or find us on Facebook. So I kind of rearranged the canvas to fit everything in, and I'm only using two different fonts and just one main color, which is green. I could have used another color, potentially like a red, but I think that this is going to do the trick. And all imagery, all the photos are black and white. Anyways, hopefully this will help you out a lot with your design.